Greatest gifts I've learned in recovery, it's alright to cry. It's alright to have tears. It's alright to be who you are. Tears cleanse the soul, man. Everyone knows me better than anybody here. I'm a crybaby.
He is.
That's what the program has done for me. Anyway, I just want to share thank you. You know, this day's, you know, you can see I'm getting emotional, and that's okay. You know, the reality is I'm blessed. You know, and I'm truly blessed. And my heart knows that, you know, my soul knows that, my being knows that, everything about me knows that. I'm sitting here, the reason why I'm getting emotional and I'm reflecting because of what Evelyn said and what Rosa said. I touched so many people's lives. But it goes a lot deeper than that for me, and what it goes back to is my last day of using. And that day I will never forget. Because that was my spiritual rock bottom. You know, that was the bottom where the gift of desperation came for me to completely surrender to my innermost self that I've got to do this deal. There's no other way for me to manipulate the program, to try and twist it anymore so it can suit me. It doesn't work for someone like me. I have to completely give myself to this simple program, you know, and that's what it was like for me. For those of you that know me, for the first 4 years of my cocaine anonymous life, I tried to manipulate it, I tried to twist it, I tried to everything not to do the steps. Which is really crazy for someone like me, because I want more and more of everything, right? The only thing I don't want more of, or any of, is the step. That's weird.
You want more of yourself.
I want more of me, because it's about me. And I want to do what I want to do, you know? And I realized after 4 years of cocaine anonymous life, it doesn't work. And every birthday I celebrate, and I have done for 24 years now, I get touched because when the blessing comes, when I reflect on my journey for the spiritual teachers that gave me a way out. That's what today's about for me, you know. Yes, it's about you guys and it's about God, but it's also about my spiritual teachers. You know, there was Joe Hall, my grand sponsor, who I had a blessing to be with for a week in Los Angeles. He took me under his wing, who really gave me his wisdom, especially with the big book. But of course, the gem and the angel of God is Mike D, you know, who's still my sponsor today. You know, and that relationship has not only turned into a love affair, we've become family, you know. There's not a week that goes by where I don't phone him, or maybe I might these days take 2 or 3 weeks to phone him, but we're always in contact, you know, and I'm accountable to him regardless, you know. And of course there's other spiritual teachers that I do talk to on a weekly or 2 weekly basis even now, you know. And I share that because what I've learned in this program is, you know, to be accountable. And that means to stay in touch with a couple of people. I know thousands of people, and I know thousands of people that really love me and care for me, but I can count them on one hand, the people that really know me. I'm talking about stuff that Evelyn doesn't even know, maybe. Do you know what I mean? There's 2 or 3 people that know everything. There's no secret, you know, and that for me is special, because you're looking at an addict who couldn't get, you know, out of a cupboard smoking crack cocaine, thinking and believing that I'm in the best party in the world. How sick is that? You know, but that was me, and that's the truth, you know, and that's where the addiction took me. You know, and to think back and reflect back on these 24 years when I finally surrendered to this deal, this program, the 12 steps, the principles, the traditions, the concepts, the service, the touching people's lives. You know, I've done what we're doing today for 24 years. I can show you a video from 3-4 years ago. Reinhard was there, I think, when we had a party like this on my 21 years. You know, and that's why I like to take videos, because in 4 years there's going to be another group sitting here probably. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to have sponsees maybe here in this group too. Who knows? God's in charge of our journeys. God's got the plan, you know. And all I do today is give myself to God, and God does the rest. I've got complete trust and faith that whatever is meant to be, it's going to be okay with God, you know. And that's the love affair that I've cultivated with God through this program. And I think, wow, man, how does that happen for an addict like me to come out of a closet smoking crack cocaine, could not stop, didn't know what was really wrong with him, you know? That was me. And I think, wow, 24 years, man, I've had a life. I came into the fellowship of Cocaine Anonymous. 4 years later, I surrender, believing and thinking that I'm not going to laugh again, I'm not going to make any money again, no one's going to love me again, no one's going to want me. All the doubts were there. Really believing that my life is assigned to being glum. What does the big book say? We're not a glum lot. And you're going to find that out today, because today we're going to party. And Lindsay's going to start with a song. You know? And that's, for me, is just like, wow, how can that happen? You know, how can that happen? To be able, you know, I've laughed, I've cried, I've lived my life successfully in the last 24 years. You know, and I continue to do that. You know, but today is not also about, what I want to say also is, welcome to Theocharis Recovery House. This is not Cocaine Anonymous. Today's about Theocharis Recovery House. You know, and what Theocharis Recovery House is, you know, I've been blessed by God to also, you know, to have gone to study to be an addiction therapist for 5 years, you know, and I've worked in some amazing places around the world, you know, helping addicts on a professional basis. And the biggest thing I used to pray for when I used to do that is to do something like what we're doing today. To be able to help addicts in my life on a professional basis, you know, with no urgency of having to earn money. Do you know what I mean? My job was my job, you know, it became my job. But today is not my job. Today, recovery's got to be real from the heart, you know. But obviously, Theocharis needs to run and exist, you know, and you all know how that works. I want to welcome Meryl and Serena to Theocharis Recovery House, to our group, if you like, to whatever we do, what we stand for. And what we stand for is exactly what happened this week. That's what Theocharis Recovery House is about. You know, I got a phone call from Castle Craig, could you help someone when they come back to Holland? And here we are. And this was only this week. Do you know what I mean? And today I got another message from Castle Craig. I haven't listened to it yet, I haven't had time, but I will. And there might be another one next week, who knows? But this is what it's about, you know? To help people settle into some kind of recovery community when they do come back home, because that's what's needed. It's all right to go to rehab, you know, but when you go to rehab, you're not in the real world. And then when you come back into the real world is when you really need a safety net, when you really need. People say Cocaine Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous is your safety net. It can be, but there's something lacking. We all know how scary and dark it is to be able to walk into one of those rooms, you know. But with Theocharis Recovery House, it helps the people transition into that, you know, and that's what it's about too, you know. So I just want to thank everyone and welcome everyone. It touches me that you're all here in our home. Welcome, you know, and what I will encourage people to do, and you've been doing it already, because I let it happen, as in, like, let's just walk away and let them mingle and talk and connect, because it is about connection. It's about getting to know one another. It's about touching people's lives here, and we all touch people's lives in different ways, you know, so it's important to be open and talk with everyone. If anyone's stuck with anything or doesn't feel free or wants to talk about something, you can talk to me throughout today, or I'm sure there's other people here you can talk to too, and we're here to help, you know, and that's it. Yeah. What are you hiding over there?
Nothing, it's your dog.
De mascotte.
I'm
Mascotte.
thinking, what now? No, that's fine. So yeah, thank you for all coming and being here, and thank you for the cakes. Thank you for the lovely coin. Thank you, you know, and thank you, God. Bless, man. You know. And Mike D, I'm coming.
Me too.
We're coming. All right. Just enjoy today, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun today. It's not going to be a deep affair. Well, it might be. Who knows what God's got in store.
Who knows?
But we are going to have some fun, that's for sure.
Thank you, Nick. Woo-hoo.